Hi, everybody. It's the last week of class. Yay! Now, a few things are going to be different this week and next week, and I don't want anybody to be confused or wondering what you're supposed to do. So I thought I'd just explain a few things, just make a few announcements here really quick. So pay close attention. And here's where we're going. This is the last week of class, like I said. First of all, the thing you're going to notice at the top of your eLearn page right after these announcements is a video by one of your classmates, Lindsay Bard. You guys, this is pretty amazing. Lindsay lives in Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia, as you should know by now, is the birthplace of Islam. And she's got some awesome experiences to share. And so Lindsay was very kind and gracious to make a really good video where she shares some of her experiences. It's just under 30 minutes long, but it will be 30 very interesting, very entertaining minutes. So check that out. I think you will enjoy it. It will be on the test, so don't skip it. And you know what? If you enjoy that video as much as I have, I think it'd be nice if you'd send Lindsay a little email note and just tell her thank you for putting so much time into that and for providing that experience, for sharing her experiences and providing that video for us. So after you watch that video, you've got 3 lectures by me, only 3, and one of them's kind of short, so that's a good thing. Some readings, a video, your sacred text readings, just like every week. And then there's some optional material. Now, here's the thing. There's just so much that I'd love to share with you and invite you to learn about Islam. But I'm very aware that it's the last week of class and you've got assignments due in other classes and you've got exams next week, and so I'm sensitive to that. But if you have time, please check out the optional material. It's very interesting stuff. Try to watch the video at the very least. It's pretty powerful. So, lectures, readings, videos, sacred text readings, all that stuff, you need to do that because it'll be on the test. Optional material, please try to do that. And then, and pay attention to this because this is different this week, we have a discussion post. Now, in this discussion post, I'm inviting you to imagine that you are at a party. This could be a dinner party or a cocktail party if you're old enough or if you do that kind of thing. At any rate, in this social setting, you meet someone and you're talking and you let drop the fact that you just took a world religions course. And of course, you want to tell people that because that impresses people because everybody knows that only extremely intelligent people study world religions. Am I right? Am I right? So what you're going to do is imagine that somebody you mentioned that, and imagine that your friend, your conversation partner, person you just met, whatever, says, "Wow, that's really cool. You know, I thought about taking that class. I mean, I've heard about this Dr. Kaler, that he's like a really goofy teacher, but interesting." And the person says, "So tell me, what's the most interesting thing you've learned in that class? Or maybe the most exciting thing, or the most surprising thing, or even maybe something that really changed your mind, changed your way of thinking, or maybe even something life-changing. I don't know, But given all those categories, what would you tell that person? What would you tell that person in that social setting? What's the most interesting thing you've learned this semester? I hope you will have fun sharing this with your classmates and with me. I know I'm going to have fun reading these. And what I need you to do, here's the part that's kind of different, is I need you to post by Thursday at noon. And that's different from all the other post deadlines I've given you. Please share that by Thursday at noon. And then reply three times, not two, not one, three times, three other classmates by the normal deadline of Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Now, let me say the post, uh, you know, two or three sentences is fine. You don't need to write. In the past, I've said please two paragraphs or different arbitrary numbers. Two or three sentences is fine. Just tell it. What's the most interesting thing? You're welcome to write more if you feel so inspired. And then your reply, one or two sentences is fine as well. Um, okay, so please take note of that. Don't miss that discussion post assignment. And then of course there'll be week 14 quiz as always, and a response paper on Islam. And it's going to be basically the same two questions you answered about Judaism and about Christianity. So that shouldn't be too difficult to do. Now, next week, final exams. Dun dun dun. Don't stress, but do take this seriously. What will happen is by next Monday, May the 3rd, at 1 p.m., I'm giving myself till 1 p.m., I will post some review lectures. In these lectures, I'm basically going to review the whole course. If you watch those lectures and take good notes, you should do fine on the final exam, which is 20% of your grade. And you will need to finish it by Friday at 5 p.m. Friday, May 7th at 5 p.m. You will need to complete the final exam. It is should be 25 multiple choice and or true false questions. So like one of your quizzes, it will grade automatically. You'll be able to see your grade as soon as you've submitted your quiz. The big difference here is that this one, instead of being one of multiple weekly quizzes, this is the final and it will count 20% of your grade. So you want to take this very seriously, be very careful, take your time, don't rush through it, check your answers before you hit submit. Now, listen carefully to this. I don't want anyone to be confused. This week, which is really the 15th week of class, but it's week 14 in terms of instruction because you had a whole week off for spring break. So this week is the last weekly quiz. Now, I had said earlier in the semester that you were going to get 14 total weekly quizzes. I also said a couple of weeks ago in one of my news items, I'm not great at math, right? I'm a religion major. Mathematics is not my thing. It's actually going to work out that you've had 13 weekly quizzes. And because again, you got a whole week off for spring break. So 13 quizzes and the last four will be dropped. Not the last four, the lowest four, excuse me. 13 quizzes total, 4 lowest grades will be dropped. Now, hear me. I thought about giving you one more quiz next week, so you'd have a total of 14, just to give you one more chance to pull that grade up. But I looked at your grades this morning, and most of you don't really need it. If you do fine this week, most of you are going to have a pretty good average score for the weekly quizzes. And remember, weekly quizzes, dropping the 4 lowest, and then the average of the 9 that are left, that's 20% of your grade. And most of you are doing fine there. And those of you that are not, which is, even those of you, nobody's failing, okay? A few of you may have a grade that you would like to pull up a little bit. My encouragement to you is study really hard, take very careful notes, ace it this week, ace the final next week. That'll pull your grade up some. I hope I've covered everything here. I know that at this time of year, you begin to get concerned. You wonder, okay, have I finished everything? Is my grade going to come out okay? Oh, one more thing. Talking about grades. I am so sorry. I've done a terrible job grading this semester, keeping up with your grades, getting stuff back to you in a timely fashion. I'm dreading looking at my evaluation because I know one of the questions is, did this instructor give timely feedback? I'm probably going to make an F on that. So my apologies. I have lots of wonderful excuses about how busy I've been this spring. Um, but you don't want to hear them. So just know this, just know this. By next Monday, when we get ready to move into the exam, I'll have everything else graded. Okay, I'll have your observation paper graded, response papers, discussion post. Everything will be graded. So when you get ready to take the exam, you should be able to look and see what your grades look like. Uh, and then once you take the exam, that will grade automatically, and you'll be able to see what you made. If you have any questions, please get hold of me. If you shoot me an email and I don't answer it within 12, 24 hours, feel free to text. I don't check my eLearn email every single day. So if I don't answer quickly enough, it's fine to shoot me a text on my cell phone. Hopefully I'll see that. Um, Really, I don't feel like any of you should be terribly worried about this class. I think most of you are doing okay. Let me take that back. Many of you are doing very well, and most of you are doing fine. Um, what I really hope you'll get from this class is some knowledge that will enrich your life. Um, and so let's start this week by watching the really cool video from your classmate, Lindsay Bard.